Hello, everybody. Welcome to Trusty's Vintage Live Sale. It is Thursday night, almost 8 p.m., so that means we are ready for another night of selling some vintage items. Hopping on a little early so I can say hi to some of the people that have joined in. So it looks like I've got Fab Finds Fairy is here again, so welcome back, Fab Finds. Let's see, Shirley Wilson. Welcome, Shirley. I'm not sure if I recognize your name, but if you've been here before, welcome back. If it's your first time, welcome to you too. We've got BMOS Mercantile here, Laura. Welcome, Laura. Hi, thanks for joining me. And got Katie from Vintage and Vinyl. She's got something special. She's got she just reached her 300 subscribers on her YouTube channel. So if you're not a follower of Katie at Vintage and Vinyl, definitely need to check her out. She was the very first deep dive I ever did. So for those of you who've been enjoying some of my deep dives, she was the very first one. So she's in the playlist. She did the deep dive on typewriter ribbon tins, which you may not think would be interesting, but she was super interesting about it. And I actually learned quite a bit. So welcome, Katie. Thanks for being on. We've got Judy. Welcome, Judy. Welcome back. Tim, over the years, Tim's almost never has time to be on anybody's shows. So thanks so much for coming back, Tim. I got Greg from Blue Feather Mercantile, Mercantiles Unite. Thank you so much. And we've got a relatively short sale probably tonight. For those of you who might have been following me a little bit on Instagram and some of my Facebook, I'm in the process of trying to open a new booth at a second vintage mall. And it opens Saturday, and we'll just say I'm not ready. So Suzanne McLean, I'm not sure if she's joined the chat yet. Suzanne is one of our regular viewers on all the YouTube live sales. She is actually in the vintage mall with me. So she was also there trying to get things set up this week. I'm basically going to take it to the last minute. I got to tomorrow off work, and my booth is coming together, but nothing is priced. So I figured I want to do the sale. Got some great items I'm going to share tonight. And it'll just be a little bit shorter than some of my other ones. It'll probably still take a while because I'm a talker. But number of items wise, this is not a themed sale. So there is no Trusty's bargain bin. It'll be relatively straightforward and hopefully be a little bit simpler to get everything shipped out, because the orders that I had to order from last week, I haven't shipped all of those out. I had the meetup over the weekend, was starting to do some stuff in the booth, had the grand opening of my first booth. So I was dealing with some of the stuff from that. I just took really, really long time. So in a lot of cases, some of those invoices didn't even go out until yesterday. So I was woefully unprepared, and it happens. Life happens. Not going to stress about it. But appreciate everyone joining tonight. We've got I've got the Huckster Handler is in the house tonight. Somebody new, so she will be helping me with who's going to be. She'll be watching the live stream. She's struggling a little bit to refresh her page. All you should be able to do is, if you pull down on the chat, it should actually give you the spinning circle to. Oh, okay, close. Actually, okay, pull the whole thing down. Close it. They hit it the wrong way. Close it, and then just open it again. That's how you refresh it on the phone.
Every time?
Yeah, you don't do it every time, but if you start seeing, if you haven't heard me say the numbers, and you start seeing people claiming numbers, you're buffering. So it's a lot easier to tell. So when you're in the same room. So anyway, so we'll see how this goes. I have full faith in her. She does not have faith in herself. But the Huckster Handler is going to live up to her name. She is my stage wife. We've done a few shows together, and she beat me up on stage of God of Carnage. So she knows how to handle the Huckster. Also joining me for this evening, got Huck, my mascot. So that is the Huckster Hound. I did do a video introducing Huck. He's a very agreeable mascot. He agrees with everything I say. Huck is going to make a premiere in a video that I filmed, but I haven't had a chance to edit it yet because I'm so far behind. So Huck will be watching over the sale tonight. Hope you all enjoy seeing the Huckster Hound. that I've named Huck. So we've got Asari. So we've got Carrie from Austin. Welcome back, Carrie. Michelle. We got the West Coast is covered by Michelle Mermaid Cove. Sure, we've got some other West Coast. We got the East Coast covered by Maine. Nicole from Nesting Haven is here. We got the Cheeseheads are here. Michelle from Comfy Cozy Living. She was the one who co-hosted the Comfy Trusty meetup this past weekend. Some videos are coming out. I did record that video as well. Didn't edit it. So hopefully we'll try and get that out this weekend. So I apologize for the delay on some of those. Things are really starting to back up a lot, including having a full-time job on top of all this. So I apologize, and I hope you are all patient with me. Kat, the Nurse Flipper, always giving her a shout out because it's her channel that helped me get over to the 1,000 subscriber mark, and I really appreciated that. I got Harry Humstone, I think just flew by. So hey, Harry. Welcome. We got Dottie Lynn from THMercantile. She will be honoring us with her presence in October. I believe I've convinced her to participate in a live sale. So she will be doing her first live sale. She's kind of done some live sales with Jeannie, but we're going to try and get Dottie Lynn to do one of her own. So we've got Side Street Market. Welcome. Brooke. Welcome back, Brooke. Corey was part of the Comfy Trusty meetup. I think Corey unfortunately said she had problems with her camera that day, so her video did not turn out. So unfortunately, I don't think she's going to have any shop with me videos. She might have done some haul videos. I know she picked up a couple things throughout the day. And like I said, I did film my haul video and had a little bit of shop with me content, but not much. So it's all being merged into one video that, again, I will try and get posted at some point by this weekend. All right. So I'm recognizing a lot of the names that are coming through. If there's anybody new, again, welcome to my channel. Rules pretty much work the same as all the other live sales that have been taking place on YouTube. With the one specification, this is not an offer up. It is not a wage war. It is not an auction. It is not any of the little cutesy terms that people have come up with. These will just be straight out sales. That's all that I do. So I will show you the item. I will give you the price, and then I will tell you the item number. You will need to put that item number into the live chat. Now, be sure that you are in the live chat, not the top chat. So you can alternate between those two. You want to be in the live one because that gives you a much better ability to see everyone's comments. And make sure you're in the chat, not the comments, because that keeps happening. People are putting their bids in the comment section. So if you're on your phone, you have to be using the app in order to access the live chat. So just keep that in mind. It is the first person that we see on our end. If you're new to this or you haven't participated in a lot of them, what will typically happen is if you put in that number, you'll typically see yourself first, because guess what? You're closest to your own internet. Amazing. So you will be the first name that you will see, and then the others are going to populate into your chat behind you. That doesn't matter because everyone will see their own name most of the times. Everyone will see their own names first. So we have to go by what we see. Yes, the Huckster handler is new, but she has been trained on how to do this, and it's not all that complicated. So she will be telling me who the top person is. I will announce that. If at any point someone feels that a mistake is made, that's entirely possible. We will re-verify that. Be respectful. I'm not going to put up with any crap because it is who we see, not who you see. So we want to make sure that this is fun for everybody, and really just want everyone to enjoy it. So, hopefully everyone is used to it by now, but just as a reminder, it's the first person that we see, and the prices that I'm giving you are not including shipping. So if you purchase from me tonight, what you need to do is send me an email to the email address that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen with your shipping information. I will calculate your shipping I'll combine anything that you purchase tonight. I will then calculate your shipping, and I will send you an invoice based on where I'm mailing it to. So if you do not give me your shipping address, I cannot give you a final invoice. So what I'll typically do, and I'm going to desperately try and do this because I don't want to fall behind again, but I typically get invoices out by Saturday night. I'm going to try and push to guarantee by Sunday night this time, just because I know that my grand opening of the booth is Saturday, and I've got a lot of stuff to do for that. So if you haven't heard from me by the end of the day Sunday, it's possible you did not, or it's possible that my response went into your spam folder. So you might want to check there. Or it's possible your response didn't come to me. I just had another case where someone's email to me was spelled wrong. I changed my email address to make it easier to spell, but they transposed a couple of the letters in THM. So it happens. But if I don't get your email, I can't send you an email. So if you don't hear from me by Sunday night, it doesn't hurt to reach out. I won't be offended. But if you reach out to me before that, I may not reply because I've just got a lot of other things on my plate. So we're already at 8 minutes past because, like I said, I'm a talker. So we are going to get things started. Oh, I have another new name, Victoria H. I think you might be new. Not sure I recognize you. Oh, we've got somebody from Illinois. Angela, I am also, that's worth for all the newbies, I am also shipping from the western suburbs of Illinois. So I will be shipping from 60542 is my zip code. So welcome, Angela. And we've got Nate. So we also have the international contingent. New Zealand is represented. All right. First item is actually one of the newest items I just picked up. I was picking up items for my booth. And I came across this and I said, okay, you know what? I need it for my booth. It would actually look good in my booth, but I thought it'd be a lot more fun to sell here because it is one of the kitschiest things that I've ever sold. It is one of those, that plastic canvas work that then has the yarn, woven through it. It's a tissue box cover. So it is in the shape of an old-fashioned stove with a little heart, stitched into it. It even has, I'm trying to show the profile here, it even has a little shelf. So if you have a tiny salt and pepper shaker or whatever, you can actually put something on the shelf while you're taking out your Kleenex. Okay, that's probably not a very good idea. So maybe you can put Band-Aids up there. I have no idea. But there is a functional shelf on this. It has, some flexibility because it is just the little plastic canvas. So it's stitched together. I mean, this, I would say probably 70s, maybe 60s, but I think this was a kind of a thing in the 70s. So old-fashioned stove, big heart on the back, canvas in great condition, a little dusty, but it's vintage. So you get vintage dust and that is free. But if you want the actual cover, it'll be $9. And for $9, you need to give me number 46. So 46, $9 for the little plastic canvas work tissue box holder. Number 46, $9. All right. I did a video of the Comfy Trusty meetup, and I didn't end up doing everything in the haul video because the video just would have been too long. So I picked some fun things. I picked a couple things to showcase in there. And this was an item that actually I did not showcase in the video. So I went ahead and I'm going to sell it here because I want everyone else to be able to see the video of some of the other items. But since this wasn't in the video, I can sell it now. Did we have who got 46?
Diane Caroline.
Diane Caroline got 46, the plastic tissue box holder. So congratulations, Diane. And thank you for purchasing from me again. So this is basically it's a lacquer ladle, big ass spoon, whatever, because it's kind of the bowl. In order for it to hold anything, the handle is actually very flat. So unlike a ladle that would like the handle be up a little bit more. So I'm not sure, maybe more of a scoop. It does have the little hook built into it. So it can like rest on the edge of the pan or the bowl so it doesn't slide in. It has the very traditional, I believe this is, and I should know this, maybe Greg can help me out. Koklova, I believe is the way it is pronounced, style of lacquer work from Eastern Europe and from Russia. It's actually in really great condition. There's a couple of places where like an old sticker had been on there that I started trying to come off, but I didn't want to mess up the paint. So you might, I'm sure it's just sticker residue, maybe a little Goo Gone, lightly applied would be okay. But admittedly, I did not try and clean that part up because if we all remember the Georges Briard incident where I rubbed off the silver finish, I'm a little sensitive to that now. But there's no chunks missing out of it. The paint is actually in really good condition. And it's just it's a nice looking piece. And it is available. for a price tag that's missing right now. Sorry, fell behind one of the other pieces. Is that right? All right. So it is available for $6. So the Khokhlova ladle / scooper / spoon is $6, and you can have that for number 42. So the Khokhlova spoon, number 42, $6. All right, so this is what has unfortunately fallen apart and is attacking my other tags. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one next. So this is an item, and it's actually, I will say, it's a multiple item. So this is one of the cases for people who feel that their internet isn't fast enough and feel, I've had many people say they don't feel these are fair if you don't have fast internet. Not a lot I can do about that. Refresh your feed. That will help. If at any point you see numbers scrolling across your screen before you hear me say the number, you're buffering. So you need to refresh. You need to refresh your screen, whether on the computer or on your phone. That'll just help things get caught up. And it actually does help quite a bit. It happens to all of us. But this is one of these cases where I'm going to have multiples available. So hopefully, if you really want one, you'll have a little bit better shot of being able to get into the mix. And this is this I will say is reproduction, I guess you'd have to say, because it is a vintage boho style, but it's new. So this happens to be a woman who has a booth at the Vintage Mall that I'm currently located at, the one that we did the Comfy Trusty meetup. And they're small macrame hangers. These are actually larger than some styles that she has at the shop. What I threw in here is a Jefferson cup. So, size-wise, you can kind of get an idea about how big these are, compared to my head. This is about the size. I have 7 of these. So this is a case where if you would like one of these, I might be able to go past 7 because I might be able to convince her to make more. But this is a case where we are kind of doing I'm not going to say profit share, but we are pretty much splitting. I'm buying these from her to keep the price down. I'm selling these at the same price that she sells them in her booth. So this is a case where there's 7 of these. There's a couple that are slightly different. So this one has the separations. They're flat and then open. This one, they're curved and then open. But they all have the same general design. The cup is not included. The cup is just there for reference. So what you will get is the regular boho macrame holder. And the first 7 people that claim are guaranteed one. If more than that want one, I will see if I can get more. So if you don't get the first 7, just go ahead and send me your email address if you want one, and I'll see if I can get more. But at least for the first 7, you can get one for $8. So $8 for the little macrame holder hanger, $8 by giving me number 2. $8, number 2. And again, the first 7 will get that. And did we have a winner for the... All right, and the lacquer spoon number 42 went to Dottie Lynn at THMercantile. So congratulations, Dottie Lynn, for picking up the Khokhlova spoon. And did I get that right, Greg? Hopefully you can clarify that for me. And don't put it in Cyrillic because no one else will be able to read it, including possibly me. But congratulations for picking that up. And it looks like we definitely got through at least the 7 of the macrame hangers. But again, if you're not in the top 7, go ahead and send me an email if you're interested in them, because she probably can make them on demand, and I would not anticipate her having a problem making more. But I bought these in advance, hoping they would be successful. So I am glad that I sold them. If there's more than 7, I will try and help you out as best I can. All right. I have a few items. If you watch my channel previously, I've done the vintage Christmas sale in the past. I've been building up additional Christmas items, and I haven't been including them, or a lot of them, into the sales because I'm not really sure, Christmas, who do I really want, what do I want to sell? This ends up being one that I'm going to sell it now because I'm concerned if I keep it for too long, I'm going to damage the box. So I've got a Reliance cellophane wreath. It's a sparkling cellophane wreath in its original packaging. And it is the cellophane wreath. Got the little hanger. I don't know if it's original, but it has a hanger. It has one of those, I think they're C9 size-wise. I'm not sure if that's C9 or not. I know it's one of it's that older style. Unfortunately, it has been cut. So this is no longer electrified. So this is for looks instead of anything else. So although it was wired at one point, and you possibly can rewire it, I mean, I'm assuming you'd be able to replace this central piece. I'm selling it to you as the wreath itself with the light and the original box, which to me, I like the box better than I like the wreath. No offense. So it's just a cool piece that I'm just concerned if I hold on to it for too long, it's going to get crushed or something's going to happen to the box, because the graphics on the box are in really good condition. And the box itself, you know, there's a couple places where it's been pressed down a little bit, but it's still, check out that Santa. Like, look at that. I'll give you a little evil eye. It's just a cool piece. So I'm selling the sparkling cellophane wreath, $12. And you can have it for $12 by giving me number 28. $12, number 28 for the cellophane wreath. All right, did we have the names of the macrame? All right, so the macrames,
That's the 8th one.
Okay. So for the 7 that are guaranteed the macrame pieces, we have Deanna Dill, Gabrielle White, Margaret Johnson, Side Street Market, Brooke Lagan, 4 Sandy's Lilacs, and Karen Dondelinger. Oh, I get to send something to California that won't break. So those are the first 7. We also had THMercantile. You came in at number 8. So I will try and get an extra one for you. And I will let you know when I do the invoices. I should probably get an answer from her right away. And then the cellophane wreath went to Sue Burton. So congratulations, Sue, for the cellophane wreath. Sue, I think you might be actually on one of the macrame names. A couple names have been new to me. So if you're new, that's great. Welcome. So I hope you enjoy the sale tonight. Just make sure you send me your shipping information to that email address that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. If you can't read that, clarify it. One of my moderators can type it in for you. So it's thmvintage@gmail.com. Just make sure if anyone gets an item tonight, appreciate emails, not always necessary, but if it's the first time you're buying from me, it's necessary. And I need you to send me your shipping information so I can get you an invoice. All right, next item was one of those items that I was super, super, super excited to find, and then super, super disappointed when I picked it up. And it falls into one of the rare cases, if you're familiar with my sales, of an item that I'm going to go ahead and sell anyway, even though it has damage. It is a piece of Weller pottery in the Roma pattern. I saw this from across the room, recognized the pattern instantaneously because I've sold multiple pieces of it on Etsy before, and was thrilled to find another one because it was going to go straight onto Etsy. And then I picked it up, and you can see the damage right there. A big chunk of the top of the vase. And I'm going to say this is a vase as opposed to a candle holder, although this might be the candle holders on the side, but this is definitely a vase. A big chunk of this, down probably about 1.5 inches or so, was cracked off. So this isn't a crack. This actually fell off and someone glued it back on. Now, admittedly, if you hold it up from either way, it is not particularly notable. So that's why I went ahead and picked it up. So, I know I make a lot of comments in the past about, in some cases, if it's not special and has damage, it's not something I particularly want to sell. I'm not saying go to a landfill. I just don't put it into one of my live sales, and certainly wouldn't put it on Etsy. This is special enough that they're not that common. It's a very distinct pattern. It's a very pale, it's not coming across on the screen very well, but it's got a very pale, dusty blue, which is coming into the crevices on all these leaves down at the bottom. And then this really pretty, like almost a burgundy magenta floral rosette in the middle. and then like bluish green leaves that are going up. It's just, it's a striking design. You know, we're talking about something that's probably about 100 years old. I mean, this is an early Weller piece. Just because it had a little crack on it or a piece of crack that it's still there, I'm still going to sell it, but I'm going to price it accordingly. If this were in perfect condition, I would have gotten some big bucks for this. It's not in perfect condition. So I'm selling it for 10 bucks. So it's a Weller Roma pattern, $10. And you can have it by giving me number 81. $10 for the Roma pattern Weller vase, number 81, $10. All right, I mentioned that I don't do a lot, haven't been doing a lot of Christmas. And that kind of, again, I did the wreath because I didn't want it to be crushed. I'm not sure if this technically falls under Christmas, although it is a kind of an ornament. But it's a porcelain ornament that actually came on the stand. It's all tied into a little pretty, tied knot up there. Did we have a taker on the Weller?
Sandra Runyon.
Sandra Runyon gets the Weller vase. I hope you enjoy it, Sandra. Thanks for buying from me again. I appreciate it. So this is, from what I can tell, it is not a marked, it's porcelain. I mean, it looks kind of like a shell, but it is porcelain. And I don't see any marks on the inside of it. So I don't know whose it is. There's nothing around the flat area of the rim, and there's nothing on the inside. It's a bisque finished porcelain, so it does not have a high glaze to it. So this is that style of finish that Misty has noted is not her favorite. And then I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I actually prefer the bisque unglazed finish as opposed to the high gloss finish. So, everyone has something different. It is in excellent condition. You can see along these edges, there's these little pieces that kind of like poke out. Like, I'm not sure exactly what those would be considered. They're all there. They all seem perfectly fine. Oh, wait, did I just see a reflection? Oh, there's something marked. All right, I still can't tell it, but it says it has a year, 1995. So there's a mark. All right, so I still don't know whose it is, but anyway, it's just a cool little, it is an ornament, but I don't think it has to be set out at Christmas time. So whether it's Christmas, whether it's, I thought when I picked it up, I thought it was a seashell, but it's definitely porcelain. I'm selling it here, Christmas or not, I'm selling it for $5. So the porcelain heart-shaped ornament-ish, $5, number 50. $5, number 50 for the little porcelain heart. All right. I haven't had textiles in a while, and I went to an estate sale a while back, and I couldn't pass this up. So this is one of those cases where it's a two-piece set, and it's like a flashback of my childhood. It is not in perfect condition. Somewhere is the neck. Here we go. So it's one of the full body aprons. It has the kitchen rooster on there. It says bar and barbecue. So I guess is, you can get liquored up too, because you've got the stein of beer off to the side. You've got all these great images. It's that terry cloth material. So again, I would say this is definitely, something from the 70s. It might go back into the 60s, but I feel this is my childhood. So this is 70s. Unfortunately, this is the style. I think this is supposed to be sewn back onto the edge. This is not, it doesn't seem to be a tie type neck. I think it has been unstitched from the other side that then would have slipped it over your head. So there's going to have to be some needlework attempted on this one. So it's not in the greatest condition, and it is terry cloth. So there's, in some cases, it's a little thinner than others. I mean, this is not like a towel. It's that old 70s terry cloth. So the apron is cool, looks cool, and is still functional if you fix the neckline. But on top of it, which it does say bar and barbecue right on here, so it does go together. You have a chef hat that also says bar and barbecue. Now, I do not know the proper way to do a chef cap, and clearly the way I'm wearing it is not correct because I look like an idiot. And I have no idea. I feel like it just deflated. I am not sure how I'm supposed to wear this. When I do that, it's like a beret, and I don't think that's right either. So, all right. So we've got bar and barbecue on there. There's a reference to first prize. I don't know if that was a campaign thing. I don't know if this was given as an award in some way. This is not terry cloth. This is like a muslin type material, but they both say bar and barbecue. So I would say they go together, but they're just not the same material. But they've got the red trim. It's got the lobster on there. Not sure why the lobster's on the barbecue hat now that I think about it, but regardless. And I will say I've got a relatively big head and it barely fits. So full disclosure, the back piece, I think once upon a time might have been a little bit more elastic and it's kind of lost some of its elasticity. But hey, so yeah, so scrunching up a paper bag to fluff it up. I think it's supposed to have some height to it. Like, I don't know. Again, I'm looking like a moron, but you know, I'm used to it. So like, well, you know, I have no idea. Like a limp bag is what resting on my head is basically. So, and yes, probably if you put some starch in there, that's not anything I'm doing because I don't own starch. But yes, old stuff, Beth, Texas. Starch would probably help. But regardless, it's just a funky little piece. You get both of them. You get the terry cloth robe. It's not a robe. Terry cloth apron and the bar and barbecue hat. The two-piece set is $8. So $8 for the bar and barbecue two-piece set. $8, number 34. 34, $8 for the apron and hat. Did we have a taker on the porcelain heart?
No.
Okay. All right. So we had no sale on the porcelain heart. That's totally fine. Just we're keeping track of what I have sold and what I've not sold to see how the sale takes part. All right. Now, this is an item that was supposed to go into my booth. Do we have a taker on the apron? What do we got?
Mid-century wasted.
Mid-century wasted. Getting the bar and barbecue apron and chef's hat. So congratulations, Jamie. Thank you very much. So this next item was literally supposed to go into my booth until I read the contract and discovered I was violating a very specific rule that they had. No weapons. So I didn't mean it as a weapon. I meant it as a very cool carving set, which is what it is. So it's this, it is wood, but there's kind of like a laminated piece that goes across it that has the branding on here, which I could not read the logo. It's in script and I couldn't read it. But it says Mastercrafted in America is the text that runs across the bottom. It's a two-piece, basically, I would say a carving set because the fork has the really long tongue. So this would be like to grab that turkey. And then the blade of the knife, it's a little thin to be a carving knife, but I don't know what else a pair of like this would be. So you've got the two-piece set. Thanksgiving is coming. So you've got a way to carve. And you have this like built-in little storage piece, which has a hook on the top of it that I guess you're just supposed to hang on the wall. So if you're really proud of your carving skills, you can hang your knife and fork on display in your kitchen. It's a really nice set. There is some decent weight to this. And so like for old stuff, Beth, Texas is saying that it, like maybe a ham or a prime rib roast. Do the size of the knives change based on what you're carving? I always thought the carving knife was that big chunky one. This just seems like it's not serrated, but it seems almost like the shape of a bread knife. But regardless, you can carve whatever you like because once you buy it, you can do what you want with it. And you can buy it for $9. So we've got the two-piece, well, technically three pieces, the holder and the knife and the fork carving set, $9. We're giving me number 31. $9.31 for the carving set. All right. Moving from something heavy metal to something soft and light and lightweight to ship. So this is a book. This is, again, an item I had anticipated selling in my booth. If it doesn't sell here, it probably will still sell in my booth. But the main reason it's not going to my booth is because it is smaller. I'm afraid it'll get lost in my booth with some of the other stuff that's there. So, but it is a very cool vintage makeup. Secrets of Beauty, Glamour, and Charm. Learn the Hollywood makeup. So it's sold for 25 cents. Based on her hair, I'm thinking 60s. That kind of looks like bouffantish. It's not super, super high, but that kind of seems like what it should be. It has multiple copyrights on it. The first one is 1951, and then it was renewed multiple times. And it looks like the last time was 65. Man, that was like a pop quiz of my Roman numeral reading. So it did go to 1965, but the fact that the first one is still included as 51, so maybe that's a 50s hairdo. So anyway, the images inside are all black and white. You've got beauty is as beauty does. So you've got some images of people washing their hair. You've got some for a lovelier neck. Keep your chin up. So you have all kinds of fun little tools in here. What this little makeup guide will do for you. Here's the most astonishing pocket manual that money can buy, surpassed by no other makeup book at any price. And this was 25 cents. You will have beauty, glamour, and charm defined and fully explained. You will be able to determine your own basic face shape. You needed a book to tell you the shape of your face? Buy a mirror. Let's see. You will make up properly, beautifully, step by step. Okay, wait a minute. You will make up properly. You will make up properly? That's a verb now? Make up? Okay, that's what you can do. It is another publication of Joe Bonomo's Wonderful World of New Health, Energy, Glamour, Personality, and Vital Living. So you can get this nugget of awesome information. Oh, there's how you tell you the shape of your face. Let's see. What do we say? Am I round or am I square? Thinking square. You can have it for $4. So the Learn the Hollywood Makeup Secrets of Beauty, Glamour, and Charm can be yours for $4 by giving me number 10. $4, number 10 for the makeup book. And Anchor and Pearl confirms I am square. I've been told that on many occasions, but now I actually get to be told my face is square to go along with my personality. So $4, number 10 for the makeup book. Did we have a taker on the carving set? Nobody wants to carve the turkey. I understand.
That's on 10.
All right. We got a winner for 10?
Yeah. Helen Casey.
Helen Casey gets the makeup shape. You'll have to be able to tell us all on your next live chat after you get the book, what shape is your face? All right. The next item, going back to pretty much my standby, I do a lot of porcelain, glass, and pottery. That's what I like, so that tends to be what I sell. And this was just a piece that I picked up that even though I couldn't find a lot of information on it, I had to pick it up. So I don't know the actual age for this, but you can see it is an Eiffel Tower shaped figurine that happens to also be a bank. So you've got different scenes, the four sides of the Eiffel Tower. And you can see at the bottom it says Paris, and then the Eiffel Tower in Paris, the Tour Eiffel. On dit. I don't know what that means. And then, the Tour Eiffel au Printemps. Oh, I think this is the Four Seasons. Oh, so it must be the Four Seasons of the Eiffel Tower. So I know that because one says autumn. I can read French. So it does not have the stopper. I apologize. It does not have a stopper. If you can find a stopper or a little rubber piece, it has a little bit of curvature, so you could put a stopper in there. You have a functional bank again, but it's just a cool looking figurine that I thought was fun and was something that I wanted to sell in a live sale. So you get the chance to buy it. So you've got the Eiffel Tower bank, oui, $9. $9 for the Eiffel Tower Bank for giving me number 13. So printemps is spring. And as Katie says, Amazon has stoppers. Amazon has everything. Don't know if they have an Eiffel Tower Bank, but they probably have stoppers. So $9 for the Eiffel Tower Bank. And the winner is?
Auntie Christy.
Auntie Christy. Great. I get to ship something breakable to California. I'm so excited. Congratulations, Christy. I think you're in California. Okay. So we're going to throw a piece of jewelry into the mix. I had a jewelry sale. These I've actually picked up since that jewelry sale. And one of the things that I've started focusing on, because I've been doing the live sales now for a while, is really what the people that are watching my live sales, what they like. And what it seemed people liked was fringe. So I've got, this one is just the pendant. So I do not have the necklace to go with it. So it's just the pendant. So you can slide this on any chain that you have. But it is an articulated pendant, gold tone. It's not 14 karat or anything like that. Gold tone with extensive fringe coming off of it. So based on that alone and kind of the bohemian look of that crest, I'm thinking this is from the 70s. Could be reproduction from later. That's something I'm still struggling with a little bit, particularly in jewelry. Is that, as things circle back into fashion, how do you tell the original from the reproduction, since this is not a signed piece? But based on what it is and how it looks, I'm just pricing it as an attractive necklace that you could wear today, regardless of when it was made. So you can have it for $6. So $6 for the fringe pendant, $6 by giving me number 90. $6 for the fringe pendant. All right, throwing in a piece of porcelain again. Oh, we've Huckster Handlers writing something down. So we have a winner for the necklace. Nesting Haven. Nicole at Nesting Haven gets the fringe. Congratulations, Nicole. Thanks for buying from me again. All right, picking up things that are within my reach easily. And so, surprise, surprise, another piece of porcelain. So this one is a little bit different. And I'll admit, I picked this up almost, I hate to say it's a test because you guys are not being tested. It's trying to figure out what people are interested in, what people like. And there's Dawn Schonkweiler. She could have told me how to pronounce everything. And maybe she did. I didn't see it in the chat. Dawn is the owner or manager of Just One More Dachshund Rescue, JOMDR.org. And we will be doing a specialty live sale in November, second Thursday of November. It will be dedicated to the Just One More Dachshund Rescue organization. Every item that sells, all of the money collected that evening will be donated to JOMDR. So definitely take a look at that. Some of you have been very kind to send gifts to me that I will be using as the items that I'll be selling that night that will be going into the fundraiser. So, and a couple of the items that came in were specifically for the fundraiser. They're going to be fun. So anyway, porcelain. So I've got a piece of porcelain. One of the things that I'm kind of, like I said, it's not really a test for you. It's really more of a test for me to see what's popular and what's not. This is another piece of ironstone, but this one happens to be a Wedgwood ironstone piece. So it's the Wedgwood Tunstall Limited. So it has the Enoch Wedgwood stamp on the back. It is, I'm saying it's ironstone because I thought it actually said the words ironstone on here, but now that I'm reading it, it doesn't. It says England trademark, founded in 1835. Oh, this ain't from 1835. But it is a cool looking piece. I picked it up because I thought it was a piece of ironstone. And I've had some good success selling the smaller pieces of ironstone. I was curious as they get decorated. This is a very specific, if you want to recreate Oliver Twist, you're halfway there with this. It's just a cool looking decorative plate or tray. It is Wedgwood, but it's not the traditional jasperware. So it's kind of like testing a couple different waters, whether it's ironstone or not, Wedgwood or not. Does this type of design, is it popular? So I picked it up for a reasonable price. So I'm trying to pass it off as a reasonable price. It does say Old Coach House, Woolhampton. So I'm assuming Woolhampton is a town, most likely in the UK, since that's where this is coming out of. But you can have a part of Wolfhampton for $6. So $6 for the Wedgwood Might Be Ironstone plate, number 40. Number 40, $6 for the decorative plate. And I'm sorry, Auntie Christie, it does say Old Coach House - Woolhampton is what it says on the back. Do you like it, Huck? Huck likes it. So number 40, $6 for the Wedgwood. Anybody else like it? Jen Bootsy picks up the Wedgwood Woolhampton piece. So thank you very much. All right. As I alluded to earlier, I had once, if you watched my live sales in the past, I had once had a piece of Georges Briard glass that was enhanced with a silver overlay. Normally his stuff is overlaid in gold and has a very distinct look, but I found a piece and I tried it, but the silver had tarnished. So I tried to polish it off, and in doing so, I actually removed the silver from the glass. So once bitten, twice shy. So I have another piece that is also silver enhanced, and I ain't touching it. This is going to go with all the lovely tarnish along with to the new buyer, and you can determine if you want to polish it or if you want to keep the patina of this signed Georges Briard piece. So you can see down there at this bottom, you've got the signature Georges Briard. It's a very traditional look. It's a very traditional, it's a dish, bowl, candy dish, throw in some Cool Ranch dip. It's 6.5 inches square. And you can see it's got a kind of a cool profile. It dips down along the side, so the edges are higher. It is in good condition. If you look really closely, right where the silver starts meeting the edge, there are a couple places where there's a little bit of a wear, but it's really only noticeable right up there at the height of those ridges. The decor at the bottom is actually in really good shape. So I'm selling the Georges Briard glass dish for $7. $7, you do your own tarnish removal by giving me number 36. $7, number 36 for the signed Georges Briard plate. And Laura Bemos must not be a fan of ranch dressing, or she might be telling me that, that ranch dressing would eat through the silver, which is entirely possible. So Laura will not be putting ranch dressing in any of her Georges Briard. All right. If you're going to entertain and you're going to have something fancy schmancy like a Georges Briard ranch dressing dip bowl that you're not going to put ranch dressing into, you need to have other accoutrements I can speak French, to entertain your guests with. And this was just one of those fun little pieces that I picked up. It is a Chelton House cocktail and party plastic picks. And I can be that specific because it says that right on the back. So it comes from Philadelphia. Now, we've had some discussion on the live sale before that if it has a zip code, a 5-digit zip code, it is past 1963. If it has a single or 2-digit zip code and is a large city, it is from 1948 to 1963. Philadelphia was a large enough city, it would have had a single or double-digit zip code, but this is just advertising the name of the company. It's not necessarily giving you their mailing address. So this falls into that category where it doesn't have the zip code, but it also doesn't have the single or double digit zip code. These aren't pre-1948. So sometimes you have to do a little bit of investigative reporting when you're picking up pieces, because just because you don't see a zip code doesn't always dictate exactly when it's from. I would say from the fact that they exist and their style, I would say that these are probably 60s, 50s to 60s. Like this would be great at a cocktail party from Mona Lisa's Smile on the campus of Wellesley. But it could be getting into the early 60s as well. There are not 36 of these. I should have counted exactly how many there were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, there's at least 17. There might be 18. They're all kind of like overlapping, so I might have missed one or two. But you see the box is not full, but it is a cool box. You get the original plastic box again, probably maybe 60s. You have the foil print on the back, and you can have them for $5. So $5. Katie agrees with me that they're 60s. So $5 for the cocktail picks, number 49. $5, number 49 for the box with the cocktail picks. Hello, Jade Moon. Welcome. Thank you. So if you're a first timer, thank you so much for joining the live sale. If you just hopped on, you've missed a few items, but that's okay. We'll be going. We'll be going for a little bit while longer. But hello to Jade. And in case you're interested in buying anything, I'm shipping from Chicago, so keep that in mind. All right. Do we have any takers on the cocktail sticks?
Cocktail sticks, mid-century wasted.
Mid-century wasted, the expert of all things 50s, 60s. So she can probably get them down to the day they were manufactured. So we'll wait on tenterhooks until she responds with her acid tests. All right. So congratulations, Jamie, for picking up the mid-century cocktail sticks. Going to earlier in the century, we're going to throw in a piece of Nippon. I don't have Nippon very often, to be perfectly honest, because most of the time when I have it, I put it on Etsy. I have a handful of pieces on Etsy for sale right now. This is an item that I picked up that I absolutely loved, but I have not added to my Etsy store practically in weeks. I've added like one or two things here and there, but I don't even have my photo booth up to take the photos anymore because I've been so overwhelmed with so many other things. So when I picked up this piece, it could have sat in a box waiting for me to take photographs of it for Etsy, but ain't going to happen anytime soon. And this needs to go on into the world because this is a freaking awesome piece. So anyone who knows anything about Nippon, by definition, it is stamped Nippon on the bottom. It means this is over 100 years old. I believe it was either 1914 or 1918. A bunch of you people know this, if you can clarify. But in the teens, the law changed and Japan could no longer stamp their wares with Nippon. They actually had to use the word Japan. So anytime you see something stamped Nippon, you by definition know it is over 100 years old by now. So this is a over 100-year-old porcelain vase stamped Nippon in pristine condition. There are no chips. There are no cracks. There's no damage to the feet. There's only a little bit of wear, which you would expect for something that's been sitting on a shelf for 100 years. It is handled. The handles are in great shape. They have not been reapplied. Now, I will say this has nothing to do about the damage. These, like the rings that are traditional for this type of a handled urn, these are usually independent. These are formed into the porcelain, but that's the way it's made. It's not damaged. It's just I want to point that out, that the way this is made, it is pierced through the handle, so it's very fragile. So the fact that it still exists in this condition is fantastic. My philosophy on a lot of the live sale stuff is I can get a lot more money on Etsy and eBay because a lot more people will see it. In this case, I'm thrilled to have 87 of you here. And thank you, Bradley. I hope I'm entertaining some people. But there's 87 of you and I love every single one of you, but there's only 87. So I'm not going to necessarily have an entire team of Nippon specialists tripping over themselves trying to get this item. So I got it for a good price. So I'm passing it on to you for a good price. And I'm selling this absolutely pristine piece of Nippon porcelain for $12. So $12 for the Nippon vase. You can have it by giving me number 43. Number 43, $12 for the Nippon vase. All right. We're going to jump much later in the century. Did we have a taker for the Nippon vase?
Carolina Lady.
Carolina Lee?
Lady.
Oh, Carolina Lady. Congratulations, Carolina Lady. Thank you so much for picking that up, and I hope you enjoy it. So there we go, Carolina Lady. Oh, I love your little puppy. I can't tell what he is. He's a cutie. So congratulations, Carolina Lady. Okay, so going later into the century, we're going to go, I don't know if these necessarily fall as kitsch, but pick these up at an estate sale. They're new old stock. These do have a zip code. So these are past 1963, happens to have an Omaha, Nebraska zip code. I would say based on the graphics, I would have guessed that anyway, that I would say these are probably 70s. So we've got a demi brush, which to be perfectly honest, I'd never heard of. My definition of demi, I think that's French. Oh, we're just going to practice all kinds of French. I think it means half. So we've got a brush and we've got a demi brush, and it does kind of look about half the size of the regular brush. They're not the same company. I just happen to pick them up at the same place at the same time. The bigger one is from the Doreen Brush Corporation, made in the USA. They're from Massachusetts people. Leominster. I'm sure you guys have a fun way to say that, but it's Leominster. So Leominster, Massachusetts, also with a zip code. It's nylon bristle. It used to sell for $1.29, and it is still sealed up. It's in its original packaging. It looks like it was originally sold Murphy and Company. I can't, part of it's torn. The original price tag is kind of torn off. So I've not heard of that. And so they were selling for 67 cents. So they were quite endeavorous considering it retail for $1.29. So they were the goodwill of their day. So whatever Murphy was. And then the demi brush once sold for 79 cents. And this one, if I doubt it's still available, it's most likely out of print now. But there is the Tip Top's Beauty Book of Hairstyles, 200 pages. You could order from Omaha, Nebraska. And you could get that for 25 cents. No, 50 cents. No, 25 cents if you send in proof of purchase. So you never know. You'll have your own proof of purchase. 2 new brushes. Well, new old stock brushes. Nylon bristle. And this one doesn't say it. Oh, this one just says better because it fits in your purse. All right. So I think that's relatively sexist because maybe I want to use a pink demi brush and my purse is smaller than that. So we got 2 brushes and you can have them for $5. $5 for the pair of brushes, $5. You mean number 12. $5, number 12 for both brushes. All right, so Kelly from Mossstone Story claims that the demi brush is good for ratting. Well, everyone does that, don't they? So everyone needs this. So thank you for sharing that, Kelly, because I think you would have been really little when those things came out. So I'm not sure if you were using that particular demi brush, but thanks for sharing. Okay, and I may have a fanny pack, Dottie Lynn, but you do not know the size of my fanny pack. So we're just going to leave that there. All right, do we have a taker on the brushes? The collection vintage. Congratulations. Thank you so much for picking those up. All right. And Stephanie, I will say, well, I'm a dude, so I think it's less surprising. But yes, I've had the same brush for like 10 years as well. I might be going on 20. So who knows? I think maybe it's the same one I used in college. All right. If you joined any of my deep dives, my most recent, was it my most recent one? Yes, I think my most recent one was on cocktail sticks, swizzle sticks. And some enterprising viewers turned it into a drinking game so that every time we used the word swizzle, they took a drink. They were toasted by about 15 minutes into the show. But anyway, it was a fun topic. It was a great interview. That was with Rebecca from Kitschy and Bitchy. And she will actually be joining me on September 17th. She will be joining me for my group sale, my 4S1S, 4 sellers, 1 sale. She'll be joining me for her first live sale. So if you enjoyed Rebecca, she and I went to college together. So she is going to do her very first live sale, and she'll be back on the 17th. But we talked about swizzle sticks. I did Trusty Huckster or Trusty's bargain bin grab bag of a bunch of swizzle stick styles. But through her conversation, I handpicked a handful of them that I wanted to offer separately. And this is one of them. So this is a small collection that I'm offering that I probably should have held for, at the minute I held them up, I realized I shouldn't be selling them. I'm going to be having a Disney themed sale coming up next month, or maybe even later this month. I probably should have saved them for that. But anyway, so you've got a Disney MGM Studios swizzle stick, which has the water tower. Their water tower is shaped like that. So that's what that is. It is not, it's showing up like blue on the screen. I'm not sure why. It is actually a steel gray, kind of like a gunmetal gray. So I apologize that the reflection is not showing that very well. Then there's a clear one, which looks like it's pierced. I had to test that. No, it is just embossed. It is an Epcot, the Epcot symbol at the top. And then it says, it's etched on the side. It's a clear stick and it's etched on both sides. So it's actually hard to read what it says. But it does say Walt Disney World along with something else that I can't actually read. But you've got an Epcot one. And then this one, I'm going to just guess. It says right on there that it's Walt Disney World. But that logo to me looks like a golf club. So I'm assuming I know they have a golf club there. I think they also have a military club that has a golf course. So I think that's actually the symbol from the golf course, which would make sense. The golf course probably has the 19th hole is their bar. So this is a 3-piece set of swizzle sticks, and you can get the set of 3 of the Walt Disney World sticks for $6. $6 for the set of 3. $6 by giving me number 64. $6, number 64 for the 3 Disney World sets. Hey, little vintage me 64. Okay, because I might forget later. Little vintage me 64, which super ironic is the number that I just announced. Little vintage me 64 in about a half an hour. I may or may not be done by then. Sorry. Is going to be doing a premiere video that is going to be running at 9:30 Eastern. And it's to celebrate her birthday. I think that she said there's a haul video in there. So when you're done with this, you can all hop over to Little Vintage Me 64 and check out her channel and participate. She'll have a live chat going on with the premiere. So do we have any takers on the 64, the swizzle sticks?
Yes.
Okay.
Karen?
Dondelinger. So again, something, well, I guess it could crack, but something a little bit easier to ship to San Francisco. So thank you, Karen, for picking up the Disney swizzle sticks. All right. There is a lot of interest in salt and pepper shakers. I have had some on my sales before. The figural ones, I admittedly are putting in my booth. And so I'm trying to figure out the best, again, what people are looking for. This ends up, they're not figural, so they're not the cutesy kitschy kind, but I just thought this was a very cool set. And I decided this was something that I wanted to sell here. It is a 3-piece set of salt and pepper shakers. It has the black center, obviously, for the pepper, the white for the salt. I guess you can go crazy and switch those up, but whatever. And then you've got this stainless steel little tray that these sit on. It comes in its original box, but the box itself is not marked. To me, these are probably 90s, maybe 80s, because they do have a little bit of age, because unfortunately, when I picked these up, they still had their salt in them. And salt is pretty corrosive to that chromium plating that they put on things like this. So unfortunately, you do have a little bit of oxidation that took place right around that plastic center, just on the interior, but it is just on the interior. So on it as a display piece, they look fantastic. And really, that's not going to impact their usability. So these would be functional because they're very easy to open and fill. The whole top just unscrews. You've got a threaded cap and you've got a cool piece. And it comes with the original black and gray 2-piece box. So the 3-piece set with its original box is available for $8. $8 for the 3-piece salt and pepper shaker by giving me number 35. So $8, number 35 for the salt and pepper shaker set. Okay, try not to knock those over because they are glass and I don't want to lose them. All right. Now, if you've watched any of my shows in the past, particularly my live sales, I've developed or gained this very odd reputation of being obsessed with coasters. Okay. I do not feel I'm obsessed, although I don't think the Huckster handler is using a coaster right now. Because her drinks, It's her drinks on the kitchen counter, so that's allowed. I thought she had one over with the wood. Now she's going to throw the coasters at me. Anyway, I have a slight obsession with coasters. I do have probably, she can confirm this, about 14 in the living room. And I live alone. So, you never know. But anyway, as a result of, being known for coasters, I have made sure that I've had at least one set of coaster in every sale that I've done. And if you're going to be in the market for coasters, you might as well buy them from someone who's obsessed by them. So I have a boxed set of, it's that Pimpernel style coaster, Cloverleaf style. But these are, and I apologize, I do not know why I have so much French. The Porte-Marion, okay, help me out, Dawn. It is a high-level cookware. Oh, hey, Jeffrey, I was actually just going to use your name, and you appeared like Satan. Jeffrey had some cookware from this, and when he did some research on it, it's a very good name. This is not the cookware. This is just the coasters, but it is a box set of 6 coasters, and the entire set is here. So that is relatively rare when you're starting to get into these, vintage coasters. I would say these are not super old. I would think just based on the decor, these are probably hanging out around the 90s, maybe 2000s. Jeffrey, I wouldn't say that it's not very flattering, because if you know me, we'll just say that's a compliment. So anyway, so we've got 6 unique designs. So they all have the same border print, so you can tell that they do go together. So you've got the leaf pattern, and then we'll just kind of go through them really quickly, because there are 6 unique designs. So you have the entire set with the original box. They're not marked on the back, and there's nothing in the box that clarifies who actually manufactured them. So like I said, it's that Pimpernel style, but Cloverleaf did these as well. And it's entirely Porte-Marion or Myrian Miron, had these manufactured on their behalf. But I wouldn't be surprised if they had them manufactured on their behalf by Pimpernel, because it does say they were made in the UK. And I thought Porte-Marion was French. So maybe they're British. So I don't know how you say that with a British accent. But regardless, it is a full set of 6 coasters in the original box, available to you for $7. $7, number 94 for the box set of Porte-Marion floral coasters. All right. As I mentioned, I do a lot of glass, pottery, and porcelain. But I think tonight, the first piece of glass actually is this one coming up. So I haven't had a lot of glass tonight. Did we have a taker on the coasters? Auntie Christie gets the Porte-Marion coasters. So congratulations. Thank you very much. Real Nifty Vintage asks, when were coasters invented? I do not know the exact date, but I do know where the name coaster came from. So they originally started as they were wheeled platforms that you would hold the bottle of wine at the dinner table, and you would roll the wheeled table. It would coast down the table to the next people. So the wine coaster was where the original term came from, and then individual coasters developed after that. I do not know the era or the specifics of how they were, when they were invented. And of course, Real Nifty Vintage already checked Wikipedia to make sure he's going to keep me honest. I usually find a little bit better sources than Wikipedia, but hey, you know what? I pick things up all over the place. And if Wikipedia backs me up, hey, yay me. So yes, so there's arguments of whether that is the real name of the word coaster, but that is the original use of coasters were wine coasters. Because, when you're basically drinking in the dirt, you didn't really need a coaster. So they're later developments. Anyway, back to glass. So this is actually I think it's the first piece of glass I've had tonight. But I am actually, I like these. So these are those Houze, Houze glass products. They had them, they're just souvenir dishes, like souvenir pieces. You got them from Disney World, from, the Lincoln Memorial. You can get them from anywhere. This one happens to be the basically the DC one, but the center of it says it is actually the seal of the President of the United States. So this one is a DC souvenir because you can see all of the individual locations. You've got the cherry blossoms around Jefferson Memorial, the Iwo Jima Memorial. A lot of this style was created long into the 80s and the 90s. I'm going to say, based on the fact that Iwo Jima Memorial is in there, this is probably 70s because in many cases these were developed to honor like the most recent building. So a lot of times if you find these types of souvenir dishes, like the center medallion is the one that it was trying to feature. And in some cases that can be like a really weird building that you've never even heard of now, but at the time it was a big deal. So a lot of times that's how you can date them. The latest on this is the Iwo Jima Memorial. So it has to be past that. But again, these were popular in the 70s and the 80s, and it's DC. So heck, these could still be sold today. I have no idea. So Old Stuff Beth is saying bicentennial. This one doesn't have any reference to 1776. So trust me, child of the 70s, everything was red, white, and blue and had 1776 on it. I don't know if that's necessarily from 1976, but it could be. But I've had some that are older, some that are newer. They're all this house glass. Whatever it is, I agree with Carolina Lady. It's pretty. It is a souvenir piece that if you love DC, and I do love DC, I lived out there for 2 years. If you love DC, this is just kind of a cool little dish. It's got the little ruffle ridges to it. You can have it for $6. So $6 for the little house glass dish, $6 for number 86. $6.86 for the little house glass dish. All right. So I hesitated to do this, but because of the way I picked up the pieces from the person that had the macrame, she ended up giving me 2 pieces that did not match the others. She misunderstood what I was asking for, and she gave me 2 styles. That's not what I wanted to do, but that's okay. So this style happens to be a slightly more expensive style because she added the beads, the wooden beads into them. I'm trying to match the prices again that she puts into her booth. I'm not trying to undercut her in any way. That's not what this partnership is all about. So this is the same, basically, macrame design and height as some of the other ones, but it has the added bead work that goes into them. So you can, again, put the Jefferson cup in there, you get an idea of about how tall this piece is. So this one is $10 as opposed to the others were a little bit less expensive. So the beaded version is $10, and I have 2 of these. So this is another case. The first 2 people that claim them, you're guaranteed one of the 2 that I have here. If you want one and you're not in the first 2, go ahead and send me an email. I will see if I can get more. I don't see any reason why I couldn't unless maybe she started with the beads and then she ran out. I don't know. So these are $10. $10. First 2 people are guaranteed if you give me number 7. So $10, number 7 for the wood bead accented boho macrame hangers. So number 7, $10. All right. And that unearthed my favorite item for the sale. So this is going to break. All right. How do I do this? Do we have any takers on the wood bead macrame? So Old Stuff Beth, Texas. You are new to me, so congratulations. Thank you so much. Make sure you send me your mailing information, please. And S Mercantile, Dottie Lynn. So you 2 are guaranteed. I do see a couple other names. Blue Feather, unless you're having a seizure. Do you want 2? So if you could clarify that, because I see you in there twice separately. So that's fine if you want 2. I just want to verify how many extras I'm going to need to get. So, all right. So this piece, I'm going to do my best to show this without breaking it. Because what this is the original packaging for this glass vanity set. It is still wrapped in the vintage wrapping paper. And yes, so Greg wants 2 of them. So, okay. This is all still tied into the original box. So these people received this item in the wrapping paper, put the lid back on, and shoved it in a closet, and never saw the time of day, the light of day again. It is, if I separate the packaging, it is a toga towel, which admittedly makes no sense to me because there's no towel in this at all. It says that the toga towel satisfies every body. So what I'm thinking this might have been, so this is the cool graphic. This is the inside of the box. So on the outside, where the wrapping paper has basically started disintegrating, you can actually see right on there, it says Toga Towel Gift Set. So what I think this was it was a promotion for Toga Towel. It then had this vanity set, became part of the gift set. And then I'm going to assume a towel was then laid across the top of it, because this bowl here, which is the powder bowl, and you can see the lid to it is there. It's still strapped down in the bottom. This bowl barely fits underneath this string, and it slides right out. When I found it, it was sitting on top loose, like rolling around. Like, well, why? How would it be done? So actually, it was the Huckster handler who figured out that this was loose enough that this could fit underneath it. But there's no way this would ship. Like if this was being shipped from the manufacturer to this store. So, but if you had a towel over this, whatever a toga towel was, it would have locked all of this into place. So maybe the family used the towel, but the rest of this got ditched. So what you've got is this really pretty blue accent on the top of the scent bottle. There are 2 scent bottles. Let me get rid of the bowl because that's what's going to slide out. All this other stuff is tied in, I hope. So you've got the scent bottle, which is tied in. The stoppers come out. I will separate these when I ship so they don't roll around, but those are sitting in. This stopper has a little bit of paint loss. I have no idea how because it's been sitting in the box. So you can see there's a little bit of damage in the paint loss at the top. But it looks like the paint just flakes off. So if you just wanted to flake the rest of that paint off, it's got this satin finish on the stopper. You could probably just make it look like it never had any paint on there at all. But I'm giving it to you in the condition that I received it. The design on the lid of the powder box has this really cool blue and black floral motif. And then that top circular piece is the tray that all of this would sit on. And so the tray, you can kind of barely see. They really just painted the very, very edge. So you're just getting a tiny amount of paint that's decorating the tray itself. So Jeffrey's saying something that made sense. So I think that's a noteworthy item. No, you know I love you, Jeffrey. Okay, so they're saying they could have used a different box. The only reason I think that this is the original box is because those cords are strapped through. So, and the box itself, this clearly goes with the bottom. So I do think they go together. I don't think it necessarily matters, but it's just a very cool piece. It is a unique piece. You're basically getting the circular tray. If you're assuming you want to take it out of the box, you're getting the circular tray with the powder box and the powder box lid and the 2 scent bottles. And the box, which the graphics to the box are actually, the graphics are in good condition, but the box is kind of falling apart. You know, here's the edge of the top. So you've got a little bit of condition issues and definitely with the wrapping paper, but you get the whole thing. Like I said, this is probably my favorite item for the sale tonight, and it is $25. So $25 for the Toga Towel gift set by giving me number 91. Toga Towel gift set, glass vanity set, $25 by giving me number 91. All right. And Jeffrey, are you really surprised that I'm making something complicated? I thought you knew me better than that. Of course I'm making it complicated. That's what I do. All right. So we had some glass. We're going to move back to some porcelain.
Did you announce the DC glass?
Oh, did I? No, I don't think I did.
Somebody's asking. Karen Dunn.
I'm sorry, Karen Dondelinger got the DC House glass dish, which was number 86. So thank you, Karen, for picking that up. And sorry, I forgot to announce that. And I think we have somebody for number 91, Jenny X. So thank you, Jenny, for picking up the Toga Towel gift set. All right, so moving into porcelain category again, I've got this little tidbit tray. It's got the orange and burgundy colored flower accents, one large side and then a little smaller one on the other side. On the back, it does say made in Japan, hand painted, made in Japan, but the logo is slightly worn. So there's a T in a diamond, and then there's another diamond with another letter that's not visible. So I do not know this manufacturer. So I do apologize. If anyone knows that, I would appreciate learning that, because I'm trying to understand and learn all my manufacturers. I didn't have any luck with Google Lens, so I did not identify it. But I don't think it matters. It's just a cute little dish. It's in perfect condition. It's a small size, smaller than my head. It's a smaller size, and it's all porcelain. And the attachment, you can kind of see there in the middle, it's a screw within a nut. So there's a bolt within the nut, and they've been basically rusted into position. So I will have to ship this one as one unit. What I'll usually do with tidbit trays, like the metal ones, I'll take the centerpiece out. Even for the ceramic ones, if the middle is metal, I'll take it out because I don't want it to flex and snap. This one's going to stay. So I'll just have to package this really well, but it's not that big. So it should be pretty easy to ship. And thank you, Jeffrey, Double T. So I knew he would know. So Double T is the brand. So I appreciate you sharing that. So Taquito, did it say Taquito? Hand painted. Okay, so no, it's just Taquito, but it's just Double T Diamond Japan. So we've all learned something tonight. So thank you very much, Jeffrey. And this tidbit tray, all porcelain tidbit tray, $7. $7 for tidbit tray. They give me number 18. And you're right. I mean, I'm sure I can get that nut off, Katie. I don't think it's necessary in this particular case, because I don't want to mess this up or crack. All right, Jeffrey's saying no, it doesn't. You just have to know. I'm not sure if that's directed at me or not. But thank you anyway. All right. And let's see, wood. I don't have a lot of wood. So I have a piece of wood. This is a piece that I picked up at an estate sale, and had the tag not been on here, I would have had no idea what this was. Now, some of my Southern friends, I saw Fatbird Finds just joined, so maybe they would have recognized it. And actually, I wanted to run this as a test. Again, I don't mean to test people. That's not fun. But I'm curious, does this have any significance to anybody? It didn't to me, because I don't think these types of trees grow around here. So the nuts that this is for don't grow around here. Oh, Jeffrey's becoming exasperated with me. All right, well, again, what else is new? Sorry, Jeffrey. This is, nobody's jumping on to see what this is. So this one has a tag. If this did not have a tag, I would not know what it was. So this utensil was sculpted by Joe Wagner and finished with spiral spoon snake oil. See brochure for care instructions. Okay, I don't have the brochure, so you don't get the care instructions. It's called the spiral spoon, which that has to do with the technique of the way it was carved. And so Rachel was spanked with this spoon as a kid. All right, you were spanked with some special spoons. Mine were the big, long wooden spoons, a version of which is coming up next. But this is, according to the sign, a pecan dipper. Now, I would say I say it multiple ways because my family's from the South, but I say pecan is the way I would normally say it. So a pecan dipper. I think Fatbird Finds, they do their flippin' and sippin' Friday night, and they had one episode where they just talked about how different people, Michelle, Comfy Cozy Living was there, how different people from different parts of the country say different words. And pecan was one of them. So pecan, 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 I don't know what else I can't remember what else said, but pecan was one of the words. Anyway, it's a pecan dipper, and it is a handmade wooden pecan dipper. Now, to me, this isn't going to hold a heck of a lot of pecans, but That's what it says it is. So unless it's made out of pecan wood, which is entirely possible because I wouldn't know pecan wood if it beat me across his face. So it just says pecan dipper on the tag. I thought it was to dip, fine pecans. It could just be a spoon made from pecan wood. I don't really care. It's really cool. And I'm passing it on to you for $6. So if you want a cool spiral spoon to beat your children with, like Rachel, you can have it for number 47. Number 47, $6. And I'm not saying Rachel beats her kids. So let's just take it easy. $6, number 47. And yes, I think, Jeffrey, you are 100% correct. It's probably the wood. I would have no idea that was pecan. I don't know what pecan wood looks like. So now everyone can see if that's what we're saying this is. It is a pecan dipper, and that's what the grain of a pecan tree looks like. So number 47, $6, your own spoon to beat your children. Again, kidding. Although I was totally beaten with a wooden spoon. I will never forget the day that my mother broke the wooden spoon across my butt. And I laughed. Not a good idea. She pulled out the metal ladle next, and that thing came wielding at my ass. All right. Do we have any takers on the wooden spiral spoon?
No, we just like to beat
So we've got some other beaters.
Melody's many
So Melody Harris picks that up from Melody's Many Miscellaneous Monkeys. I don't remember her full name, and I don't see it in front of me. And we had a couple of pronunciations. So I personally think it's fun. I grew up outside in the suburbs of Chicago, so Northern Illinois. Barb and Jeffrey are from Southern Illinois, and my family is from Southern Illinois, Kentucky, and Missouri. So I've got kind of the best of both worlds. But I went to school in Ohio, and I was given grief because I had an accent, and I did not think I had an accent at all. You guys could probably tell me I'm wrong, but I had the accent. And the word that people made fun of me the most is the way I said the word school, because I turned it into 2 syllables, which I think is perfectly fine. There's 2 O's in it. But evidently not everyone does that. So again, flashing back to my childhood, I have a much fancier wooden spoon than I was ever beaten with. This one is a wall plaque that is made by Orval, Orval, I believe, Orval Creations. It was sold in, it's French. I don't know where I actually take that back. I did get a lot of these from the same estate sale. Maybe they were French, and I didn't know that. So this is an item. I'm not sure how much age is on it. The tag has instructions in French. So the Orval, if I show it again, I think that is Orval, although it may not be because I don't know what the word's supposed to be. So I'm not 100% sure what it said. It also has the UPC tag on it, which, again, UPC tags were invented in the 70s, but not really widely used until the 80s. But what this is a decorative wall plaque that the spoon is attached. So, oh no, my mother washed all of my clothes. So we had a washing machine. Again, my mother from the South. So this, I was never beaten with an actual ceramic spoon, but this style of spoon, maybe a little bit bigger, that's what I was beaten with regularly. I'm not beaten, I was a kid of the 70s. I was disciplined. So yeah, Warsh, it's Washington, Massachusetts. I don't know where that comes from, but I grew up thinking that's how you spelled Massachusetts because my mother always said Massachusetts. I failed every spelling test. Anyway, it is a strawberry item. I know we've got some strawberry lovers out there. So this one happens to be a strawberry item. It is ceramic as opposed to porcelain. It's in perfect condition. All of the leaves and everything are in great shape. There's no chips, no cracks. The spoon, again, I'm assuming it's glued. There's nothing on here like a screw or anything where it's bolted on. I really do just think it is glued on there, but it's glued very solidly. So it's just a decorative wall plaque. Picked it up. Now what I'm thinking is a French home. You can have it. $7. $7 for the wooden spoon strawberry wall plaque. Give me number 37. Number 37, $7 for the wall plaque. All right. We've got another piece of, let's get into pottery, stoneware, metlocks. So we've got some California representation. Missouri, my mother lived in Missouri. We used to go to Sikeston, Missouri all the time. That was where I had family. We used to go to the Ozarks in the summer. I don't think I really grew up with Missouri. I think Missouri was pretty much the norm. I don't remember that one sticking out. I think that one was always Missouri. But it was always Illinois. Just gonna throw that out there. The S is silent. Do with that as you wish. All right, so this, I've got some California in the house, piece of Metlocks Homestead. This is the large handled milk jug. Okay, we can get down to coupon. I probably jump between both coupon and coupon. I pretty much say interchangeably. So this is a very dark green. No, it's pretty much, it's showing its true color there on the screen. So it's very dark green. It's the homestead pattern. So you've got the homestead house, the tree, the hay bales. This one has the plow with the horses. The different pieces of homestead each have a variation of that. This happens to be the milk jug that is made to look like an aluminum riveted milk jug, just made out of ceramic. This does have a small place right on the rim there. So it's not quite where you pour. It's still off a little bit to the side. But you can see a little bit of a break in the glaze. So this is one of those cases that I can't imagine these are necessarily being used for daily wear. It could be because, again, the pour spout is here and the damage is off to the side. I just decided to price it accordingly. That it's just a cool piece. It is stamped. It's the Metlocks. It's the Poppy Trail line, but it's the Homestead pattern. So a lot of people say this is Poppy Trail, but Poppy Trail was like a whole sub-line of Metlocks. So this is the Homestead one. And you can have this fairly large, almost the size of my head, my square head, as we all know, for $8. $8 for the large handled jug. $8 by giving me number 33. $8.33 for the Metlocks Homestead. All right. Did we have any takers on 18, the tidbit tray?
No.
All right. And do we have any takers on 37, the wooden spoon?
No.
All right. And 33, we do have a taker for the Metlocks. 33 is Jenny X. So congratulations, Jenny. So 18 was the tidbit tray. So Triple S Mercantile, thank you again. I'm sorry we missed that. It was great having the chat being super active, but it does mean sometimes bids get lost. So that's why I always want to check. So thank you. 18 goes to Triple S Mercantile. Dottie Lynn gets the porcelain tidbit tray. All right, another piece of jewelry. Sticking with the fringe line, but this one I feel a little bit more confident saying this is late 70s, also possibly going into the 80s. So he's still got the look of the fringe, but it's gotten a little bit smaller, and you've got the gold tone with the black enamel going against it, and that's a totally 80s thing. And then I started doing the measuring against my head because everyone else seems to do it, and no one else seems to go worry about the size of everyone's head. So there's my head. There's Huck's head. It's very big for Huck, so Huck won't be wearing it. Sorry, Huck. But it is, again, it's another not signed piece, so it's gold tone. It's just a very cool look that I would say this just falls into timeless. So this ends up having the black enamel with the gold. It's got the gold in the back, so the black enamel is just on the front. It is a fairly long chain, I think. Yes. I can slip it completely over my head without doing the clasp. Well, it does have a clasp. So this is probably a 24, maybe even a 26-inch length chain. And And if anyone cares, I can measure my head, but I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. Most people's heads are about the same size. It's when people use their hands that becomes like, well, okay, wait a minute. You can have ape hands or you can have tiny little petite hands. So that makes a difference. Regardless, so this, I don't know why I'm trying to like guess because I've got a tape measure right here. So it's 12-inch drop. So this is a 24-inch chain, which I think is one of the numbers that I threw out there. So I wasn't that far off. So 24-inch drop to get to the medallion there. Again, a little bit of fringe. I would say probably early 80s, maybe late 70s. And you can have it for $6. So $6 for the black and gold chain, $6, number 22. 22, $6 for the black and gold mini fringe necklace. All right. I've got another piece here that I didn't realize I had a couple pieces here that have damage. And that's not, if you've watched my show before, people have even commented on it in other channels, which I question the value of that. But I don't like to carry things with damage. I just don't. I don't care if anyone else does. And there's nothing wrong if you price it well and you disclose it and you get something that you know what you're getting. There's nothing wrong with damage. I just feel if something's common, I'm not going to carry it because I'd rather use that time to sell something else. This ended up being a set that I picked up through Facebook Marketplace that I absolutely fell in love. And it is a set of 3 of these ducks. And in doing the research, they're a thing. They are Howard Pierce ducks. So first of all, they're beautiful on their own, but it turns out that Howard Pierce name makes them very collectible. And they actually had a pretty good value because I had the whole set, or the whole set was available. So it was the mama duck with the one baby duck that's looking over, kind of like looking over her shoulder, you know, bright duck. And then the other duck that's looking forward. Now they were very, I don't want to speak ill of them because obviously they were priced for the damage. It's just the damage wasn't disclosed. And the photograph was taken like this. So if you look really carefully, you can actually see a little bit of the damage. But what they didn't show was that. So this has had something basically probably fell on him, or he fell and landed on something because he's got that doink right there in the backside that has split him in 3 different ways. Now, it does not appear, now I take that back, it has been glued back together and it's old glue. So this was damage that was done quite a while ago. So unfortunately, they are beautiful and that Howard Pierce name still holds some weight, but it's only 2/3 of the set. So it's not worth anywhere near what I thought it would be worth. So buyer beware, and it is what it is. But you can still get the set. I priced it accordingly because, again, it's a beautiful piece. And even if you don't want to display the damaged one, you've still got 2 perfect pieces that make a great pair. And then if you can find the 3rd one, you would have a very valuable set. But for right now, you're right, Rachel, he is completely quacked up. And as a result, you could get the entire set for only $12. So $12 for the Howard Pierce 3-piece duck set by giving me number 21. $12, number 21 for the duck set. All right. Did we have any takers on 22, the necklace?
Yes. Side Street Market.
Side Street Market took 22, the black and gold necklace. So congratulations on that. All right, this was going to be a visual aid. And to be perfectly honest, we got distracted before the sale started and we didn't end up setting it up. So you'll have to use your imagination. We're going to put on our Mr. Rogers sweater and everyone can just figure this one out for themselves because we had to. It looks like we had some takers on 21. Who got the ducks?
Empty Nesting 2.
Empty Nesting 2 gets the Howard Pierce ducks. So congratulations to Empty Nesting 2. Okay, so this is a piece that I picked up. It still had its original box. It shows that it's a William Adams, and it shows they were master craftsmen since 1856. William Adams, but there's nothing on here that actually says what it is. But there are instructions on the side. And the instructions are, you take this piece, and it comes apart into 2 sets. The top set is pierced, has these little decorative like things on here. Oh, Monica Delgado's here. Hi, Monica. I hope you moved into your new place. Okay. Hope you like it. You put the butter, you put butter into the well of this piece. So you've got the decorative object there. You put the butter into that well. Then this is solid. And what you end up doing is you then push the top onto that base plate, and your butter sprays out, like it says in the picture, in the decorative form. So you create like a little butter fountain. So press down, butter assumes decorative shapes. So it says it puts the butter into the well. It puts the butter into the well. I'm sorry, Jeffrey, I don't know what you mean by that. Because there is a piece, and that's why I'm legitimately curious. This piece on the back, it's like a white plastic. I can't get it to come off. Oh, Jeffrey's being witty. Okay. I can't get this to come off. It doesn't look like it's screwed on there. I'm thinking maybe it would hold ice. So maybe if this stayed super cold, it would, I don't know. I literally don't know what this bottom is for. And it has the different instructions along the sides, but it doesn't reference that at all. So I don't know. I did do some Googling trying to figure out, a couple listings said it's silver plate. There is no reference that this is silver plate. It does look like silver plate, but there's no reference to it. A lot of people still have the box, which I thought the box was kind of cool. The graphics aren't that awesome, but the fact it has the original box and it is made in Italy, I thought it was a cool piece. It's one of those cases where the holidays are coming, so maybe you want to entertain and you want to have decorative butter fountains. I don't know. So I'm just going to pass it on for what I'm hoping is an attractive price. So you've got the Williams Atom, possibly silver plate, possibly not, butter thing for $6. So $6 for the William Adams butter piece, number 95. $6, number 95 for the Williams Atom piece. All right. And I have only one item left. And I will agree, old stuff, highfalutin indeed. No butter strings coming out of my home, either as a kid or now. All right. So it looks like we had a taker on number 95, which is the butter. And that is Deanna Dill. So congratulations, Deanna, for picking up the butter. So if you use it, definitely have to give us a picture. So I know you're on Instagram under like 18 different names. So pick one and tag me, and I will make sure that we share that and we get what you're doing with your butter forms. So, okay, the very last item, and I'm thrilled that Jeffrey is here because I think he thinks I'm making fun of him, and I'm totally not. I had never heard of Lefton before I started watching Jeffrey's channel. And for anyone who's not watched my show before, any of my early shows, and I still continue to do this, everything I built my business around came from Jeffrey. He didn't know who I was. I just watched every video he had multiple times because I liked the way he does a video. And if you're not following Jeffrey, you need to do so. So Jeffrey's Real Nifty Vintage. So you need to check his channel. And if you like live sales, attend his. He does. He also ships from Illinois, but from Southern Illinois. His sales are on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. So the same time as me, but Friday nights. He has amazing pieces, and he also co-hosts with Barb from Winking Owl Antiques. She also has some great pieces. But anyway, Jeffrey when I first started watching Jeffrey's channel, he had his own little mini obsession with Lefton. And I had never heard that term. So I started to be on the lookout for Lefton. I ended up buying a lot of Lefton. And then I found out I had a lot of Lefton that I was having a hard time selling because I wasn't sure what to pick up and what wasn't. So watching Jeffrey's video really helped educate me on that. This is one of the pieces that I picked up that isn't something even as I learned more, I'm not 100% sure why I bought it, but I thought for these live sales, it's a sweet piece. It is a bell. I don't carry bells all that often. And yes, you can all start singing like Drew, Ring My Bell, from Crazy Lamp Lady. It's in great shape. It's got the porcelain, ringing sound to it. So it's not cracked. It's not chipped, anything like that. It does the clapper. What's that? What's the little dangly thing called? It does extend past the bottom, which I don't actually know if that's normal or not, but it's the way it is, the way it was made. It's got the original chain in there. So it has the Lefton logo, but because I was still learning, I usually only picked up Lefton pieces that still had the foil label on them. So I always focused on Japan, and I tried to focus on the ones from 1951 and 1973, which are fairly common. So most of the ones I sell on Etsy are in that category because they're very recognizable. This one, unfortunately, doesn't have it, and I think it is a later mark. Jeffrey probably does know this way better than I do, so I'm trying to show the mark without this clacker thing getting in the way. I can do this. I really can. We want to focus on my knuckles, which is super attractive. But anyway, I just figured, you know what? It's a Lefton bell. So even if it's later, if it's a Taiwan or Sri Lankan version, which is entirely possible, it's a beautiful piece that is in perfect condition. There is no chips. There is no cracks. There is nothing wrong. The gold is, hand applied in a perfect condition. It is the bisque porcelain, which again, I like. A lot of Lefton is more the bisque as opposed to the high gloss. It's just an attractive piece. And it's only $5. So for my last hour of the night, I've got a Lefton pair of doves bell. It's only $5. $5 for the bell, and you can have it by giving me number 23. Number 23 for the Lefton bell. And I would agree with Jeffrey. To me, this is 80s, maybe even into the 90s. That is kind of that era. That's an era I know very well. But that is the last item. It looks like we had a couple takers on that one. So who is the first one? Huckster Handler? Triple S Mercantile. So Dottie Lynn gets the Lefton bell. All right. That was all the items for this evening. Hope you all had a good time. Huck, did you have fun? Huck had fun. So Huck presided over his first sale. I will try and make Huck a presence in future sales. Huck is very heavy. Huck, I say probably weighs about 20 pounds. He's chalkware, and he has that nodding head thing going on. So he normally sits on a half wall on my way up the stairs, and I pet him every time I go upstairs because I'm weird and I live alone. But if I can remember to, I'll try and put him up here, and so he can watch over us. And I've got my Huckster mascot, the Huckster Hound, Huck for short. So if you purchased anything tonight, if you please send me an email with your shipping information. There's been a little bit of a trend of people changing names. Please tell me who you are, because I'm struggling. So just please give us all a break. All the live sale people, like if you buy from us, remind us who you are, because in some cases when the names change, we should remember. And don't be offended if I have to ask somebody, like, who actually are you? Because it's going to happen. There's just too many people for us to keep track of. So if you can help us, I really would appreciate that. Send an email to the email address across the bottom, thmvintage@gmail.com, with your shipping information. I will try and get all invoices out by Sunday night. Usually it's by Saturday night because I'm not Jeffrey. I will not turn these around in 12 hours. Sorry. Jeffrey's amazing, which is why I have a shrine dedicated to him. You will get mine by Sunday night. If you do not have something from me by Sunday, check your spam or just reach out to me again, because sometimes your email may not have gotten to me, all that kind of stuff. It happens. Technology is a wonderful thing until it isn't. So I will do my best to have all of the invoices on Sunday. Saturday is dedicated to a grand opening of my new booth. So I'm going to be a little bit occupied for that. If you happen to be in the Aurora, Illinois area, North Aurora to be specific, the Rustic Fox is on Instagram and Facebook. They are opening on Saturday, September 5th. Suzanne McLean, who probably is at the booth right now, I didn't see her in the chat tonight, she's going to have a booth there, and I have a booth there as well. So they're opening on Saturday. If you're in the area, swing on by. I am working there Saturday afternoon. So thanks again for joining me. Thanks again for all of your time. Check out Jeffrey's sale tomorrow night along with Barb. Check out Fatbird Finds Flippin' and Sippin' is also tomorrow night. Somebody else is tomorrow night too, and I don't have the calendar in front of me. I'm sorry. And if you, I ran a little bit late, but if you know, or even if you don't know, Little Vintage Me 64, she's having her birthday premiere videos running right now. Hop over. She's got a live chat going, and you can check out Little Vintage Me 64. So thanks again for your time. Thanks for giving me your time tonight, and thank you for putting your trust in Trusty Huckster. Bye-bye.